My name is Sammy Dharia. In 1999, divine intervention happened to me. Ever since, I can't stop talking about or spreading about my testimony of what happened that day. It's been 23 years now, and I've been going through a lot. So I understand the need of the third temple in Jerusalem. Now, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I spend my time with my father to help and bring and unite all the Jewish people together to Israel, to help bring order in this chaotic world and the next for humankind. My mission is to win over your heart. My hope is to construct this third temple so the whole world can see the God glory. I am the one the whole world is looking for. Shalom, praise the Lord, gloria a Dios. As you know, I always come up with something new. Today we will talk about irrevocable promise, blessing, punishment, and how all those are connected with King David and the coming of Moshiach, which is, as you know, I always tell you who I am. I am the one you are looking for, the Shiloh, the Son of Man, the Son of God, the branch, the Ancient One, the Daniel branch. All those titles and many more titles I can give you, but those are the main titles that I always tell you. And I'm going to show you how everything is connected. And I always tell you to watch my previous video so you can understand, because every video have good and new revelations that can make you understand that where we are going. I know I can tell you a lot more things, but like I said, that I'm in the middle of Hinduism, Judaism, Muslim, and Christianity. I am here to bring everybody together, not as one world government, as Judaism and Gentile, as what the God have promised. There will be a Jew and there will be a Gentile in the end of the Daniel chapter. When God talk about the end, he is talking about that Jewish people will be the one possess the land, and they are the one will the beacon of the light, and they are the one will take over everything, but not for a bad purpose. We're talking about a good purpose. The good thing is coming on the way. So let's read few things, and then I will talk about irrevocable promise and a blessing. As you know, in Genesis, God Isaac, when Isaac was ready to give blessing to his children, and Jacob, Esau was the oldest one, and the Jacob was the second one, and he was ready to give blessing to the oldest one, and somehow mom heard that, his wife, Isaac wife heard that, and he put Jacob front of him, and Jacob took all the blessing. And when Esau came and he was trying to get one blessing, if his father Isaac can remove one of the blessing out of all the blessing that he bestowed on Jacob, and he said he cannot change that thing, he cannot reverse it. And so Esau ended up getting a different blessing. The second thing is, if you go in the whole Torah I'm talking about, the 2 Samuel 7 13. God promised King David that one day your own blood and flesh and your own loin, your own seed will be on the throne. And he, the one, receive all the inheritance. He will be forever and ever. He will be my son, and I will be his father. The third one is God promised Daniel, the book of Daniel, chapter 12, 13. If you understand Daniel book was about nothing but the end time. So 12:13, God told him, because he was very esteemed and very lovable to God, and God told him everything. He showed him everything, vision and dream. And then when he was asking when all this thing will happen, God told him, as for you, go your way until the end. You will rest. At the end of the days, you will rise again to receive your inheritance. Now, on the same time, the same inheritance is talking about. So, God promised him to come back. On the same time, 7:13, as my vision continued that night, I saw someone look like man coming with the cloud of heaven. He approached the ancient one and he led him into his presence, and he was given all the power and the authority, and the whole world will worship him. That's again the same promise given to Son of Man, the one who come and led into the Ancient of Days. He is the one will have that inheritance. Now, if you read the chapter 7 and 8 of Daniel, the God was talking to Gabriel, and God told Gabriel, tell this Son of Man. Who was Son of Man? It's a Daniel. He's talking about, tell the Daniel what is coming, when he was talking about 2300 days. So over there, God had promised Daniel to come back, and then we can go to Malachi chapter in the end, that God promised Elijah to come back. Now, remember I told you that sentence says, he may come, he may not come, but that was the God promise. And all those promises, irrevocable, he cannot reverse it. He cannot take that one back. And today I am very frustrated that 3.5 years, almost 3 years, I'm going to be in April, probably 3.5 years of my continue the process of Moshiach, or you can call that I've been proclaiming or telling you about me, that who I am, that God has sent me. If you read the Zechariah chapter, he said, you will know that I am midst of you, I am with you, I've been sent by him. So, if you read Zechariah chapter and Daniel, both you will know God is talking about the Son of Man, which is the son of King David, which is the spirit of King David, which is also I explained on my previous video, because I told you how God revealed on 2 Samuel 7:13 and onward, if you go down, that God have revealed King David differently, and then the confirmation that you can read in the Psalms. Let me read the Psalms 2 again, which I read last time, and I didn't read the whole chapter. And in the bottom of the chapter, why I am so frustrated and what I'm about to do and what the punishment I'm ready to take. So here, this is what the Psalms 2 say. I'm talking about Psalms 2:7. He said, okay, so over here, I will proclaim the decree of the Lord. Remember, this is King David is talking. The King David is saying, I will proclaim the decree of the Lord. He said to me, you are my son today. I have become your father. Ask of me, and I will make the nation your inheritance, the end of the earth your possessions. You will rule them with iron scepter. You will dash them to pieces like a pottery. Therefore, you king, be wise. Okay, so over here, you can see that God have promised King David. Also, God have revealed him that he is the one will build the temple, and he is the one will be on the throne. Even though he said that one of your descendants, but in the same time, God have revealed King David that no, you the one will build, because I will build you a house, and you will build me a house. And then if you go furthermore, now he says, therefore, you kings, be wise. Be warned, you ruler of the earth. Serve the Lord with a fear and rejoice with trembling. Now listen what he says. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and you be destroyed in your way. For his wrath can flare up in a moment. Blessed are all who take refuge in him. Now, God promised King David he will be his son and he will be his father. And same thing that I've been telling you, that I am he. I am the King David. I am the Son of God. And that's the promise God have made. And so that's what I'm telling you. Do not make me mad. And I am very upset, very frustrated, because 3.5 years I've been telling you, all those rabbis, all your pastors, remember, you are the first one to be on my list to judge. And I make sure that you all get the punishment, because 3.5 years of my preaching and telling you who I am, and not even one righteous man, I don't see not even one righteous man come and tell me, we believe you, let's start doing something. I'm talking about all those rabbis that I have sent message, or they heard my message. I have called them and left them a message. Rabbis in California, rabbis in New York, a rabbi in Jerusalem, all those rabbis, and also those Messianic churches that they believe in Jesus Christ and also perform the Judaism, those are the one also try to get me with money. So all those people I will be judging the first. Now I am going against the God, and I have no problem to fall into his hand, just like what King David did in the end when he was taking the census, and that was against the God. God did not wanted that one to be done. Even Nathan told him not to do it, but he did it anyway, and God got very upset, and he punished King David, and he asked him, what would you like? And that was the 3 punishment that God gave him. Out of 3, he can choose one, which is 7 years of famine, 30 days of running away from the enemy, and the third one was pestilence. And he said, choose one of them. And he said, I rather fall into the God hand, because his mercy endures forever, rather than the man. And God put the pestle in, and about 70,000 people die. And those are the punishment he get. And I am about to get the same punishment. I don't care, because you rabbis and you pastors, the Christian pastors, what you all preaching, you are preaching nothing to just to make yourself money. You're not telling them the truth. Their Moshiach is here. Moshiach is here, and exactly what is written. Yes, it could be going to the different scenario. I told you, there are A scenario, there is B scenario. And now I see the C scenario, and that could be that what the rabbi told Nathanael, that he is the one will give key to the Moshiach. Now, we don't know where they are standing right now, if the government will be formed or not. Even the government form or not form, Nathanael will be in the power again for a year. So we don't know. It will stretch all the way to next year sometime. Also, the red heifer that they're talking about, that he will be 2 years in April or May, which is they cannot start building the temple till they burn the heifer as a sacrifice. Then the building will start. So I'm looking at, let's see if they do May, April or May, they do the sacrifice of red heifer, and maybe June, July, start building the temple. But remember, again in Zechariah, before the rebuilding of the temple, before the one you put the stone, even at the foundation, there won't be no jobs and wages. That's the thing that I am looking in this coming 6 months. This 6 month will be the most critical month you will ever able to face in your life. So today I want you to repent. Return to the Lord. Return to the Lord. Stop doing the wrong thing. Call the God anointed one. Let's start building the temple. You all rabbi knows who I am. Let me tell you, your rabbi, the one who died, is not coming back. He is not coming back. Now, I do not want to tell you anything, but there are few people, they call themselves Moshiach. They are not. And then there is one just now calling me and telling me that I am the Moshiach and you are the Elijah. I want you to take me to the 770 and tell them that he is the Moshiach. I do not understand those people, but right now, I am your Moshiach. I am the king what God have promised. I am the one to come. Remember, God said when God promised to King David, 2 Samuel 7:13, that even if I sin, even the son sin, we're talking about is just like King David. King David sinned, but his heart was with God. His heart was that he wanted to build the tabernacle for the God. And God see his heart. Remember, he said, do not look outwardly, look the inwardly and the person intentions and thought. My intentions and my thoughts are very clear. My job is to build the temple. My job is to take you all home to the promised land. My job to whole world to know that God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is real, and he is the God of living, not the dead. And the Torah will be teach and preach all over the world, and we will be the beacon of the world. We are the light of the world. That's exactly what the God promised to King David will happen. Will happen, but its only way it will happen is You decide. It's on your hand right now. It's very close. You just have to, by faith, accept me, and I know I've been anointed by God. Now only thing is you need to accept me, anoint me, put me on my throne. Let's start building the temple and you all will see the God glory. The second scenario is presumably that you are talking about, and you may go through that route because the other route looks like very good as you are preaching, that he will come, gathering of the Jewish people, which is, I see all the Orthodox Jewish people are kissing this guy and everything, even though he never said he's Moshiach. He is not the Moshiach. But remember, you're preaching. Presumably, he's gathering everybody together. Second thing, that you may say, well, let's see if he, because he's here, let's start building the temple. And you may start building the temple without the real Moshiach, because he is the one helping you. Because when people will see that you are embracing him, you are praising him, maybe they will start sending you money and whatever you need and start building the temple. And once the temple will be built, just like what does it say in the Daniel chapter, that he will say that he is the God. So that is another scenario. That's your scenario, that you will put the false Messiah and he will say after 3.5 years of building the temple that I am the Moshiach, that I am the one build the temple, I am the one to help you. And then the second scenario will open, which is the Revelation chapter, which is you pastors and rabbis do not understand the Daniel prophecy 9:24 to 9:27, which is end time, which is not in the middle. God show everything to Daniel chapter 7 to 12 is about the end time. Not in the middle. What is that talking about? On 69 week cut off and Jesus died and on the cross and the 70 weeks is left and blah blah blah. No. They keep on forgetting those Revelation chapter 11, the two prophets will die and rose again. So they've been confused. They've been confused when it says 60 to 7 will pass, which is 434. Exactly the day I born, the day the Lord came to me in the cloud, the Son of Man, is exactly 434 months. From that you count, he said, that 434 will pass and then anointed one will be killed and accomplish nothing. Now, wait a minute. You say that Jesus has already accomplished everything. Now that is I'm talking about second scenario. If these Jewish people, my people, if they don't believe me, they don't accept me, then the whatever the promise God made to King David, it won't happen as you want, but eventually you all will see him back again, that he will come again to receive his inheritance. But that will be after the 67 will pass, that the anointed one will be killed and the ruler will rise. The ruler will rise, which is the false Messiah, the Antichrist, the one talking about that. Even in the Daniel chapter, talking about that he will be in control. 7 weeks be given to them, which is 3.5 years to build the temple. 3.5 years. After 3.5 years, he will break the covenant. I mean, If you understand what I'm telling you, he is the one. And then you will see the Revelation chapter over there, because the two prophets died and rose again. The whole world will see in the internet, on TV, that you all will know who was those two prophets are. That is the another scenario, because there was whatever is happened in the past. Remember, history repeats. History repeats, and I believe that those are the things you will see again. So there are a few scenarios, A, B, and C scenarios, how I will come. Either I will usher in, like you all expecting that Nathaniel will give me the key, or the another way is maybe you will give it to the key to the false Messiah, like presumably let him build the temple by telling Nathaniel, I think so this Januka guy is looks like he's bringing everybody together, and now you can give the key so he can start building the temple. But not telling that he is the Moshiach, because he haven't finished that part yet. So they will give him a chance to build that thing, because obviously I don't speak Hebrew. Like one of the rabbi, the Wolf Rubin, he said, oh, he don't even speak Hebrew. He just read everything. And then another rabbi, the Lawrence, oh, you're not from the descendant of King David. How do you know, my friend? So all those are, remember, I'm going to throw them in the cage. I put them into cage because I told them that who I am, rather than giving me advice and telling them, listen to me. Oh, no, you're not. Oh, yeah, you're not. I'm going to show you who I am, and I will prove it to you, and you will see me again. And for that, like I said, whatever the David got the punishment, I'm about to get any punishment he gave me. But remember, he cannot take the promise he made to my forefather, the promise he made to King David. He will be in the throne forever, with punishment or without punishment. And I'm ready to drink the cup of suffering, because you all are not listening to me. I am your Moshiach. I came 3 times to 770 Brooklyn, or 770, whatever the street you call. I was there for 3 times. I was in Jerusalem. And now, again, I'm telling you that it could happen again, as what the Zechariah chapter talk about, that they will come from Jerusalem to New York and bring me the crown, come to Houston, put the crown on me. It could happen also. So what I see, there are 3 or 4 scenario. Maybe they are watching me right now and they see, maybe they are waiting for Elijah, maybe they're waiting for Nathaniel to come back on the power again, or something bad happen, like they are talking about there is a civil war can happen in Israel, or a civil war can happen in United States. I mean, right now, if you watch the news, everybody is preparing to devour each other. Nobody can trust nobody right now. Nobody can trust nobody. I don't think so India trusts China, or China trusts USA, or any of the allies even trust United States, because they knows that everybody is trying to take the advantage of the small country, or they are putting them in the front. So they all are preparing on the table each other and devour each other, how we can get, and something will happen. It's going to happen, because day by day, most of the countries' news are coming, they are about to collapse, they are about to collapse, they are about to collapse. We have printed so much paper, thin paper, that about to come out, because The world do not like that when we are in the power and we are the one just printing that paper to make everybody look good. Another plagues are coming. All those things are on the way. So my main object today was to let all those rabbi and pastor, what you're teaching is not right, because I am the Daniel and I know exactly what is coming. Like I said, I can tell you a lot of other things, but I am in the middle of everybody. My job is in this end time to bring everybody together. All will come and worship the Lord in Jerusalem. That's the dwelling place for my Father. He is going to dwell over there when we take the basket from here and put it in Jerusalem, which is the whole New York, the LA, Chicago, all the Jews, my brother and sister, when they will believe me, and we all will be flying together, that day the whole world will shake. If you don't believe me, try, because if you try to put this Januka guy or you try to put anybody, people not gonna believe you. They're not gonna believe you. They're gonna say, oh, you just putting somebody that you like. And that's not gonna work. So again, I thank you. God bless you. Happy Hanukkah, Happy Christmas, Happy Holidays. And we'll see you most likely next year in January. Thank you and God bless you.